Haribol, greetings everyone. So today I was thinking again about Krishna, and he's a transcendental person, transcendental autocrat, transcendental cowherd boy. And fortunately, we're having the opportunity to chant his holy name and to hear about his wonderful qualities and his leela, his pastimes. And in this way, we can become more and more attached, more and more attracted to Krishna. So Krishna is a person, and we are also persons. And of course, we have so much experience, some good, not so good, of love. This is the big word, love. Love is the biggest word. We try to give our love in so many ways. To our partners, our husbands, our children, our dogs, our cats, our country, and so forth. This is the natural thing to do, is to give love and receive love. But we hear from our, as pure devotees, the acharyas, the great souls who descend from the spiritual world, that actually the perfection of love is to love Krishna, to try to love Krishna. So, of course, we have for a long time not been doing that. We've been forgetful of Krishna. This Kali Yuga is described like that. It's the age of forgetfulness of God. So the great souls are coming to remind us about this relationship. That yes, Krishna, they say, is the nearest and dearest friend, the nearest and dearest friend. And we should try to love Krishna. And this is going to be the perfection of love. In other words, when we give our love to Krishna, there's no disappointment, there's no feeling of a lack of any way. We are completely satisfied, completely happy. If we read these descriptions of the devotees in Goloka, the personal abode of Krishna, how mad they are for Krishna. The cowherd boys, the cowherd girls, they're simply mad. The cows, everyone is mad for Krishna. So in my case, I don't know Krishna. I've now heard of his name, qualities, pastimes, and so forth. So I don't feel I have a relationship with him, Sambandha, unfortunately. But under the guidance of Sri Guru, I can begin to try to do that, try to awaken my loving relationship with Krishna. And they say that this will be the perfection of my life. Not only that, but of course, Krishna means he who checks the repetition of birth and death. So the dilemma that we find ourselves in, we don't want old age, disease, and death repeatedly. How do we stop that? So automatically, as we begin to surrender to Krishna more and more, he makes that promise that, yes, I will put an end to the cycle of birth and death. And we will be, how can you say, in this loving relationship eternally. Of course, each one of us has a unique loving relationship with Krishna in a particular ras or mood. But this is the message. This is the message of the great saints and the great acharyas, is that try to love Krishna. He is your nearest, dearest friend. And that loving relationship in and of itself is perfect. So it's wholehearted. We also need to understand, as Krishna says, that we should give our whole minds, our whole hearts. Not only in the Vedas is it said like that, but in the other great scriptures of the world, something similar is there. Try to love the Lord thy God with thy whole heart, thy whole mind. So this love of Krishna is very, how can you say, exclusive. Krishna wants everything. He wants our whole hearts, not 99%. He wants our whole hearts. So we may say, well, how will that work? If I give my whole heart to Krishna, how will I give love to so many other living beings? How will I give love to the world? But that example is given that if we water the root of the tree, then automatically all the leaves of the tree are nourished. If you try to do it another way, if you try to water each individual leaf, that won't work. They won't be nourished. You will miss so many leaves. But if you water the root, then all the leaves are satisfied. So by loving Krishna, this is what we achieve. Krishna is the source, the origin of all creation. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami, as Lord Brahma says, I worship Govinda. Govinda is this lovely name of Krishna, meaning he who gives pleasure to the land and the senses and the cows. So if we try to love Krishna, he is Adipurusham, the original person. So by loving him, our love is distributed everywhere. That same example is given if you try to take a samosa and try to eat it with your hand. That won't work. You won't be nourished. You won't be satisfied. That's not the way to do it. But if you take that samosa, put it in the mouth, then you begin to experience some satisfaction, and the whole body is receiving some nourishment. So that is the same example, that there is a system. I am servant of Krishna, eternal loving servant of Krishna, and by serving Krishna, then everyone is satisfied. Everyone is satisfied. So to somehow fall in love with this transcendental cowherd boy who is so charming, who plays the flute, wears a peacock feather in his hair, goes out to tend the cows every day. Can you imagine? This is Krishna, and the cowherd boy. So somehow or other to fall in love with him, this is the greatest good fortune. So wishing everyone the blessings of the great saints. They have love for Krishna, prem. And just like that lovely verse in the Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma is the first living being of this universe, the master engineer. And he's born on a lotus flower. So he's given this wonderful hymn to Krishna, to Govinda. So many wonderful verses, and one of them is Premanjana Charita Bhakti Valochanena, that Santa Sadeva Hridayeshu Valokayanti. He's saying that when our eyes are smeared with the ointment of love, Premanjana, Anjana means ointment, Prema means love. When that happens, then we can see Krishna face to face 24 hours. Santa Sadeva Hridayeshu Valokayanti. In the core of the heart, the Santa, the great saints, Sadeshu, they're always seeing Krishna. Transcendental television. What is the price? What is the fee you have to pay for that television? Your license, your TV license, transcendental TV license. What is that? It's this prem. Only when we have that love for Krishna can we then see him face to face 24 hours. So, and this is all by the grace of those who have love for Krishna, the pure devotees. No other way. So we should try simply to surrender to the great souls, the acharyas, Shri Gurudev. Try to follow their instructions, try to please them. Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Gaur.